Morning, Lilu. Welcome in. Doing a nice little morning one here. We're going to kind of watch that data here at 9 my time. Just kind of watching some flow. Going to hang out for an hour or so and just kind of see what's going on in the market. I want to get this on so we don't get any emails distracting us. All right, let's see what's going on. I want to look at these MSTR calls. These are running a little quick. I saw more come in here. I'm going to go at the end here. All right, let's look at these ones. Okay, nice little spike in that IV there. IV staying up, coming in above the ask actually. So I'm going to save these and post these. These look good to me. Kind of running quick here, but I'm going to get them up here. Alright, let's see. What's up, Custard? Trying to get these MicroStrategy calls in here quick. It's kind of running quick. Gonna be a little behind. Okay, there we go. Let's see, I need to move this. Yeah, I'm kind of just waiting on that data here, and I want to pull that up. Don't know why it's been goofy like this lately, where it pulls in a bunch of other countries. Don't really care about their data. Okay, here we go. And it's been quiet so far. Market tide, obviously, that premium's really leaning to the upside. Gordito, what's up? Market tide really took off. Cash, what's up? Just kind of waiting on that data. Let's see how we're looking. Nice little pop there in SPY. I'm going to pull up my gamma again too, just take a peek. Yeah, we're positive now. Yeah, that daily though. That day, oh, and it dropped again a little bit, so pretty much unchanged from yesterday. D-Funk, what's up? Three Steps, what's up? Good morning. Just kind of watching the market here. 10 minutes until we get our consumer sentiment, though. It's kind of what I'm watching. Yes, sir. I can check Nike Flow. This is the one he's talking about here. So this is the 516.52.5 that he was talking about. So looking at it yesterday, we had 5,100 contracts. Majority of those carrying over, obviously. They're a little longer term here, more mid-longer term here, but yeah, the whale looks to still be in 340, and I mean, did hit 410 from our original entry, so decent small little return, but nothing super major, and obviously a little longer term here. Just trying to see what the market's doing. kind of choppy now. We made that little move there, but now it's kind of... Let's take a peek at it. My TSL. Oh, I have to... If you give me the expiration, because I don't have it out of the top of my head, I'll pull it up. $4.11. $1.46. Yeah. Could be a hedge, though. You never know what's going on with that stuff. I'm trying to see. Let's see. So 5,000. Yeah, also that carried over. Yeah, to me that's kind of strange when you're 0 DTE and come in here. I mean, that flow reads is a little drop in that IV there. But timing isn't fully there, so kind of hard to tell. Could have been news. Maybe they were expecting China news too overnight. You never know. You never know. Man, the flow's quiet today. Yeah, that total volume's all leaning to the upside now. Alright, look at that. And if anybody has any flow they want me to pull or anything until we get our data here in about 8 minutes, let me know. These MRVLs, let's look at those. Down a little bit on them. So 133.79 coming in at the ask. 79. IV staying up, coming in at the ask. Now this flow looks good to me here. I'm going to pop this into the chat. I hear another ding here. We'll get to that here shortly. 48 put. Come here. Let's pop over here. We'll see. I'm hoping we get some decent flow after the data. I suppose you probably want the screenshot here too. So the CLF 425s that came in, coming in a little bit below that ask, but let's just take a peek. So 36. Yeah, big jump in that IV, so that looks good there. And that, yep, got some good textbook flow here. So this doesn't really concern me too much here. You're pretty much getting that ascending fill here. Then the big chunk coming in here, so that looks good to me. Let's pop this in. Pretty good size on this one too. Alright, so RX coming in. So these spreads are a little goofy, but we'll take a peek at it. Does overlap earnings here. Yeah, something like this, I'm not going to chase 35 days and you overlap earnings. But we'll look at the flow for the fun of it. Yeah, I mean, it does pop. But you'd have to, I mean, those spreads are kind of, they tighten up a little bit here. I just don't like chasing something that's 20% up. These MCHPs. Get a little longer term here. Earnings 24 days. Not super huge size. Can't read that. We don't have anything to go off of. Just looks like a plain block opening trade coming in. So pass on that one. Anything coming in ETF? Nope, just those XLPs, and that was kind of a mid. Tide looking good so far. Put premium's kind of coming up a little bit. Waiting on this data. Tesla net premiums are up a little bit today. See, like, now I know people are kind of ask what I'm looking for, like, when I look at the things. Like, now, like, this is something where I'd maybe put on a small scalp on Tesla. I see the net call premiums are still rising. Net put premiums are dropping. Your prices hasn't kind of stayed too much with this, so looks like it might be bouncing here a little bit. If we didn't have that data in 3 minutes, like, this is something I'd look to possibly scalp. Just how you can see all that call volumes there, that net put premiums dropping. So yeah, this is something I like to look for here. We'll look at another one here while we wait for that data here in a couple minutes. Go back here to market tide. Let's look at, we'll do Meta. I don't want to do SPY. So like Meta, another good one to kind of keep an eye on here. See, we're kind of dropping that net call premiums, kind of slightly dropping, not like Tesla where it was still kind of staying up, but that net put premiums dropping. Like, this is something like, okay, we're coming into a little support spot here on Meta. Could maybe put on a little scalp there, something like that. First, I'm going to go back to that Tesla one just to kind of show, oh, Tesla's kind of dropping a little bit here too. Obviously, you have data coming up too, so got to keep that in mind. But that's something I'm kind of looking for, maybe, where I'd kind of look for a scalp or so. All right, let's pop back to the regular market tide. We're going to probably see some volatility right now too as we come into that data. What's up, JT? So you got more RXs coming. So this little shorter term one, no, this is something where I'm like, okay, I know there's a little longer term flow. I've got this shorter term flow here. Like, I'd think, okay, well, maybe a day trade. I don't want to swing these over the weekend because you have theta. And it looks like it's going to be a trendy day here. Let's just look at that flow. Yeah, it's a big spike in that IV. So I'll post this because it's shorter term and it doesn't overlap earnings. And we have that other longer term flow here to kind of help. And this is going to kind of run quick here. So I'm trying to pop that in here as fast as possible. There we go. Good piece of flow there. We'll see what happens there. I mean, that 30% up is all. I mean, seeing that thing kind of jumps quick too. Those spreads kind of. We're in here. Oh, 9 o'clock. Let's see what our data says. Let me refresh this. I want to see what the market's doing here. Oh, there he is. It's NY Jets. Oh, man. Party's here. I'm trying to see what that data's doing here. Come on. How's the market reacting? Ooh. Little red candle there. Alright. Ooh, another big drop in sentiment there. 5-year inflation expectations up again. Consumer expectations, 47 down. Ugh. Another not the best consumer sentiment report, it looks like, and looks like the market's reacting to that. Let me pop in that. I like to hop over to the tide here too, usually after that. I'm going to pop the tide in too. It's 9 o'clock. And like we were talking about in the briefings the last 3 days, market's been riding high on sentiment, and here we are, down we go. And that's why I was like, you might want to kind of hold off on scalping something like that when you have data coming in. Oh man. Down we go. Alright, let's get this market tied in here quick. Yeah, that's the one thing with data after open. You gotta be cautious about taking any flow before that. But sometimes people know, sometimes they don't. People might have insider info on that data, you never know. Let's pop this in here. Let's see. Looking like the market's not liking that. Ooh, big spikes of volume here too. 856. Yeah, looking like it might be a short day on that. Yeah, thanks. 3 steps. It'll be recorded. I'll probably hang out another half hour or so. Let's see what's coming in here. Amazon long term. I'm surprised we're not seeing a lot more flow right now. But again, if I'm a big whale, I'm probably avoiding swinging over the weekend in case anything newsworthy comes out over the weekend. Is GME still pumping? Let's see. Down a little bit. Oh, and there's your Nike put drop. There it is. I'm sure Dan's happy right now. Some of the stuff you just gotta be patient on. See ya, Gordito. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out here probably till about 10:30ish or so, and then probably hop off. And got all those earnings to break down. That's gonna be a long day in itself. I slept in a little bit today. Typically I'm up earlier to get any morning earnings out, but man, I woke up today and was not feeling it. And my trading partner's taking a nap right now. He's in his little kennel. Yeah, market's not liking that. It's kind of staying flat. And yeah, the only issue with the consumer sentiment reports, you can get kind of mixed. I mean, it's not hard data. It's if you go down the street and talk to somebody, data. So they're gonna obviously have different biased views versus other people, all that stuff. So keep that in mind too. But yeah, I mean, another drop, and this is, I mean, since December. I mean, can see we're in a clear downtrend there. Clear downtrend. All right, let's see what just came in here. Intel, some long calls. Not big size, so not a big fan of the longer term trades that aren't super big sized. And that's, I mean, the premium's not super big for long term. Like, that's something I pass on, and it looks like it's a block trade coming in anyways. I mean, Flo would read as a buy, not coming in right at the ask. Not super big size, something I'd probably pass on. Down pretty big though. Flo could, I mean, something I'd probably look at, possibly. Not to change my mind back and forth there, but it's kind of what I like to do. I kind of like to sit here, analyze things, see where we're at, down 6%, longer term. Yeah, pretty decent jump there, so we'll give it a pulse. We'll give it there. I know there's people that like to chart that stuff out and kind of come up with their own little ideas. So let me pop this in here quick. Maybe. All right. Yeah, we'll see how much flow we get today. Hoping we get something decent. It's not hopefully gonna be a super quiet day. Might be choppy though. Let's see, coin, multi-leg. Yeah, Fridays have been pretty slow the last couple of weeks, but yeah, I mean, oh, and we're bouncing a little bit here. See, now this is like a day where you have good inflation numbers and then you have bad sentiment numbers, so it's like it's almost a wash. I like the hard data versus the kind of sentiment data because that's just that's your sentiment versus actual hard real facts. Nice little pop there. Do want to pop back to Tesla here and see. Yeah. Just kind of chopping there. Yeah, that call volume dropped off quick there. I know JP. I didn't get to look at any of the banking earnings yet, but I know JPM, Wells Fargo reported. I'm sure they probably had good earnings. Yeah, that's just pulling them up. WFC. Oh, Wells Fargo's down. BlackRock, are they up? Let's see. Look at Schwab for you. See if there's any news on it. Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably just a sympathy play with financials kind of running here. Let's see how the sector is doing here. I'm sure they're popping. Yeah. Everything except for Wells Fargo. Everything for Wells Fargo. So that's probably going to help bring Schwab up a little bit too. Alright, heard a ding. Yeah, I don't like these little mid fills, kind of like this, and then over the weekend too. Just look at it though. Yeah, can't really read anything there. Can't check the IV. Can't see if that spot's increasing. I usually pass on those. Let me. I know you can probably hear me, Brian. If you look at. So, Brian, I know you can hear me. So if you go into like that thing, up here in the show chat, there's a chat on the side right here. I'm gonna try to tag you in it to see if it pulls you in there. Yeah, it's kind of goofy how they have the chat. Yeah, I haven't even looked at the numbers at all for bank earnings. It's gonna be an afternoon project. It's gonna be a after this project. Oh. Man, it's gonna be quiet, isn't it, today? Well, I was like, oh man, Spy's taking off. I was under Schwab. Might be one of those early Fridays today, this week. I was like, what was that? Dog bit the kennel. No, he's looking at me like, what's your problem? Yeah, man, the flow's just. Ooh, there you go. You found the chat. To me, it looks like we're starting to form a little range here. I'm just kind of. This is just a very, very loose thing, but it almost looks like could be starting that trend up here, and it might just be a little choppy trend day. We'll see here, though, if we break. And, of course, more flow comes in. Multi-leg, so we don't have to look at that. Yeah, I'm just drawing a little trend line. Can check this a little bit later. We'll see if we follow that, but not really seeing much. Could almost see a range forming here. Let's see if we can. Could be a slow, choppy day. I'm just kind of getting some lines out just with how price action's been so far. We'll see how this actually. Yeah, I know it's a weird setup. It's if you're on mobile, I don't know how to really get to it from mobile, but if you're on desktop, it's just you got to come on this screen and it's just that show chat there, and then it pops up on that right side, but kind of a weird spot. Yeah, looking like we're going to be channel based maybe. We'll come back and check on this in a little bit. Yeah, not a lot of flow. Tide not really moving that much. Call premium's kind of dropping a little bit there, not too much. Yeah, I'd like to see where this channel ends on the day. We'll see how accurate this is. I mean, obviously something news-wise could come out. Yeah, and there's just no flow coming in either. I mean, by now, all week we've had probably like 40 pieces of flow just at least hitting the tape. I mean, we don't even have multi-leg stuff coming in hardly. I mean, this is nothing. Absolutely nothing. And ETF flow is getting hammered. Yeah, it's better than nothing. No harm there. Besides the fees for the contracts. Yeah, looking like it might just be this little choppy uptrend day. I mean, at 20 mil, yeah, I mean, volume's been absolutely wild too. I mean, typically before lunch, I mean, we're at about 18, 19 million for volume, and I mean, we've surpassed that pretty much pre-market. Yeah, this is one of those days where it's probably going to be an early day. Just looking like a little trend update here in this channel. Yeah, see, and that's why I'm like, I wouldn't want to swing anything over the weekend just because you never know what can happen with a deal. I mean, I see upside versus downside, but can't risk it. Can't risk it. Yeah, I know, oh, what was the new, I think it was, what was it? Wednesday. I feel like the Italian prime minister said something about they don't want to have tariffs on the U.S. There's been so many different reports. It's so hard to keep everything straight. Man, we are just not getting nothing. Huh? Just looks like we're going to follow this channel maybe for most of the day. I want to see how accurate this little pre-market, or not pre-market, just kind of little channel is at the end of the day. I mean, algos might just be turned on here and they're just, just chop. It's going to be a brutal day. I want to go and look at Nike. Yeah, gold is just absolutely wild right now. Yeah, dollar. When was the last time we were under 100 on the dollar? It's been a while. Oh, never mind. Last October. Like, it's been a while. Like, no, it was just last October. Almost looks like it's flagging here a little bit too, so that'd be interesting to watch that. I want to look at it on the monthly. Yeah, your monthly almost looks like you're getting a flag here a little bit. Oops. Kind of got your flag coming in here. Could look for that dollar to bounce possibly. Yeah, I know. I saw that yesterday. I saw that yesterday. Yeah, I mean, it looks like, I mean, it's pretty much the same pattern as we had here. Pretty much your same pattern, so we'll see what happens. Man, I can't believe that. Jeez. Oh, hey, look at that. Just kind of hanging around that trend line. Like, now, if you're a scalper, like, this is something I like to do, too. Like, you draw out kind of maybe a little channel that could be forming, and if you kind of, your data points kind of match up, you can always scalp that way, too. Nothing's really moving, though. It looks like it's just gonna kind of chop, or I'm gonna jinx it and it's just gonna break down here. Why do I feel like this is gonna be like one of those days where the market just ends like up or down 0.10% or something really choppy? Yeah, he's just nothing coming in. Tide's still there. Let's take a peek at Gamma just to see what's going on. Oops. Yeah, I mean, that total volume's, yeah, you're not really at that 500K either to kind of get that solid direction. This is just kind of choppy to me. It's that directional wise. Well, directional wise is saying that we're going to kind of go down a little bit. How's that delta today? Yeah, that delta The delta decreased a little bit, and then that gamma stayed the same. So yeah, I mean, it kind of reads a little downside-ish there to me. Oh, and I said it right there. Little downside-ish, and it looks like we kind of broke a little bit, yeah. Well, broke out of that channel, so it doesn't look like it's going to be just a little trendy channel day. Might just be... Let's see if we can get a sideways movement here. Since it's not going to be an uptrend, it looks like. Might just be sideways. Actually, I'm going to redraw that channel again, too, just to see what happens. Speculating here. Oh, back down. Yeah, there's just nothing coming in. So yeah, if anybody has any flow or anything they want, pop it in, give me something to do. Probably hang out for another 10-15 minutes just because it's so slow. Yeah, those GMEs, that 516, it looks like that whale cut today's simulation. Had about 6,000 contracts there, a little over about 7,000 there. Obviously had some more volume there. I'm saying that whale exited here. I think they exited, it was about 18% or so. Looks like it was a smart time to exit because price is falling a little bit there. But yeah, there was a lot of volume on there. You'd have to check this one on Monday to see if this actually carries over. Yeah, it's... GameStop's just a different animal, too, because, I mean, you have Roaring Kitty, he just posts a picture of a dog or a cat or whatever he wants, and thing will move big. I'm going to pull up that TSM again, defunct here. I just want to take a peek at it. Oops. Yeah, they're getting kind of crushed. Is TSM finally dropping a little bit? Okay, well my channels aren't, looks like they turned off the algos there. TSM, oh yeah, just drop it a little bit. Yeah, see that's, oh geez. And I know people double dipped into Nike too on the put, so looking good there. Jeez, this market, man. And you didn't even see Tide switch over that much. I mean, oh well, there's your little spike in that. And all the premiums. Let's see here. Sorry, the dog wanted to move a little bit. Might have to run him out to the bathroom here quick. I'm gonna run him out quick. I will be back in a couple minutes, everyone. Come on, buddy. I'm gonna pause this and I'll actually be back in a couple minutes. So give me a couple seconds here. Alright, we are back in action. Such a good boy. So this is day 7 of us having him. He hasn't had an accident inside, not using pee pads or anything. This is wild to me. Not used to seeing that with a dog. Not one single accident inside. He's only 10 weeks old, simulation. So not real. He comes from a breeder that we know, and the lady breeds King Charles all the time, so she keeps them inside and stuff. So don't know, but she kind of keeps them crate trained more like. I'm gonna send a picture here after I update that market tide. Give me 1 second. And I know Cavaliers are pretty smart too, from what I've heard. Like this is. 1 second here. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, he's just hanging out in his kennel here. I mean, it just not obnoxious or anything. So, I mean, it's kind of nice. He's just sitting there staring at me now. He's like, "What are you talking about?" All right, I know I heard some dings come in here, so obviously we have earnings. Not gonna look at that. That's a mid-fill anyways. FCX longer dates. Anything come in? Oh, see, these look interesting. Oh wait, hold on. I saw something I didn't like. So 20. Interesting here. So it looks like original whale cut. So I'm kind of stay away from that just because it's kind of funky flow there, where you had large volume come in, then we had it cut the next day, and then more large volume. So yeah, this is something I ignore because that's kind of odd to me. But yeah, mid-flow. Yeah, it's just not. Let's look at this gold that came in. Came in right away. So gold came in right when consumer sentiment came in. It just overlooked it. Oh, so can't really read that. Unless we have some flow before it. Nope, little drop in that IV, so something I pass on. Coming in at the ask though. So yeah, I mean, makes it a little difficult. That spread's a little wider too. If it's not there though, I don't have to chase it. And I mean, gold's up obviously a lot today too. The market looks like it wants to kind of come back up. Yeah, it's going to be one of those choppy trading days, I think. Let's see. So your call premium's popping up there a little bit, it looks like, on the 5-minute. Yeah, I have to see what goes on today. It seems like it's going to be choppy. Probably hang out here for another 5 minutes or so. Unless we get some good flow coming in. Yeah, and if anybody wants me to pull up anything while we're waiting, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what it's feeling like, JT. Might be one of those days where I even hop off a little bit early and get some stuff done around the yard. We got a 3-day weekend next weekend too. Dude, I'm starving already. I'm really feeling Dairy Queen today for lunch. Really feeling some ice cream today. Then we gotta bring the pupper into the vet, just get him in there and get everything kind of set up with him and be good to go. Hang out all weekend. I gotta fertilize this weekend. So this is what we come to now. Now we're talking about house talk. Yeah, we had yesterday morning. I had to go outside and we had like a lot. We had a big storm. It sounded like, but we didn't get that much rain. But my trash cans were knocked over, and I was like, cool. And I get to pick these up in the morning. That's what I did yesterday morning, and it's a little hazy here, but I think it's supposed to kind of not rain today. Mostly cloudy today. Oh, here we go. Here's some Honeywell calls. Let's look at these. Oh, I just don't like how they... Oh, never mind. They're not right at the ask. So that's going to be an ignore, but we'll just look at them because I wanted to... Need something to do besides talk about the house. Let's see, 38.15. What do we got for sports tonight on? What's on tonight? Cash, you're the betting guy. What's on tonight? I know NBA ends on Sunday, or regular season ends on Sunday. They play tonight. Who plays tonight? Oh, it's all on NBA TV too, of course. God, I hate when they don't have anything on ESPN on Fridays for basketball. Baseball. Let's see, what do we got tonight? Jeez, everything's just Apple TV or... Yeah, nothing good for sports tonight. It looks like it's going to be a night I can actually get stuff done then. Whoops. Probably shouldn't smack the mic. Smacking the mic's probably not the best. We'll hang out here till like 9:45. I'm Minnesota. Oh, NY. I'll let him tell it. I know where he is, but he's the upper northeast. Let me pull that up. I actually want to see what's going on here. Yeah, let me pull up the gamut here. Let's see. Oh, wait, nope, I want to look at intraday. Whoops, why am I going to spot? Your exposure. Yeah, I mean, you're not really getting a big spike in that volume simulation. Kind of like seeing it about 500,000 or so, just to kind of get that where it's that kind of more trendy area. 500K is kind of something where I look to, like, if this hit 500K, then I'd be like, okay, well, maybe put on some calls. And I mean, you are below that volume line there, though. We need rain super bad here, though. Yeah. 1 second. Sorry, simulation. Let me... So this is actually from Limitless on Twitter. So when you're looking at that total volume, like, he likes to see that at about 500,000 here. So I know Cash and JT do too. So like the 77, you're not getting a lot of that total volume to the upside or downside. It's kind of flat more. Like now, if this was like 500,000, and then you see that line up here, yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, that's kind of that's how I was taught it. that's kind of watching Limitless, and then JT and Cash and everybody else in here kind of doing it too. I heard a ding. What do we got? Cleveland Cliffs. Wow, 433 days out. Nothing super good. Yeah, not even worth it. Total volume is the way to kind of do direction. So like, especially if you're scalping, I'd like to see that 500,000 plus. I'll go back to it here 1 second. Not a new window. Oh, I'm so happy it's Friday. My brain is just fried from this week. So simulation, like, okay, you can see how that total volume is just kind of flat right now. Like, it's kind of up and down here. So like, I'd want to see this be like 500,000, and then that yellow line should be going up. And then if you see like that divergence there, so let's just say this spot was here right now, and then you saw that big spike in that total volume to like, let's just say 800,000, and it held there for a couple of minutes and you didn't see that price keep up with it. That might be telling me like, hey, well, there's a lot of volume that's coming into the upside. I'm going to scalp this to the upside. Something like that, if that makes a little more sense there. If it was actually happening, or I could actually pull a good example, but you can't go back in time on this, so I can't really show you anything, sadly. Yeah, you just kind of, it's like the market tide where like, if you see like net call premium spiking and just like spies like staying completely flat and down, like, hey, something's not working out here. Could be looking at maybe scalping calls, like something like that. You're just looking for that divergence that's mismatched, essentially. It's easier to show it than explain it, I feel like. Alright, what do we got? I'd like to get one more piece of flow before we get off. Let's look at these EHs. They're long term, though. Let me read that again. Sorry, so 500k exposure plus. So, yep, you're looking for that. And that, like that total volume, if it's going like 500k to like the upside, that total volume line is going to be increasing, so you'll see it that way. If there's a good example over like the next like couple trading sessions, I'll try to pull a screenshot and show you it, but I don't have a good screenshot right now because that thing is flat. What do we got today that came in? So those MRVLs, those kind of came back up. We posted those a little later. MicroStrategies, just flat. Everything's going to be flat. Cleveland Cliffs just chopping. RX. Those just kind of chopping too, and that's why I was like, yeah, you're up 30%. Yeah, that's exactly what we've been talking about all day here, Unknown. Just choppy. See, you should have had your birthday today instead of yesterday. Then you could have started celebrating earlier and left the market. Why is this thing still updating? I was going to pop in. Oh, nope. Okay. Oh, and I got to break that down when I get off here. Oh, I got to pull in all that. Yeah, we're just chopping here. Yeah, I'll probably hang out a couple more minutes and then just probably pop off and then 5 times. Ooh. Uh-oh. That's not fun. Not fun. You should. Oh, I would. Yeah, I wish there was an easy way to get airline stuff where it wasn't like you had to do that. Too bad you didn't have like flight insurance. You could have been like, oh, I'm sick. Oh yeah, I forgot the Masters are. Yeah, they. Yeah, see, when I was asking about what's on this weekend, you should have said Masters. I totally blanked on that. All right, though, everyone. It's there's just nothing going on here, so I'm gonna just hop off. I'll be in the chat and stuff. I kind of want to get working on these earning breakdowns and all that because that's gonna take me a couple hours to get through all that stuff. So we'll hang out in the chat. But all right, everybody, I got this recorded. I'll have this posted too. So all right, everybody, thanks for hopping in this morning.